So you're going to have we're going to be doing our perspective final project. You're going to have your 1 point perspective project. If you feel more comfortable doing 1 point perspective stuff, you'll work on that one. If you feel more comfortable in 2 point perspective, then you'll do that one. They're both a little kind of different spins on perspective, but hopefully they're fun enough that you're going to be excited about doing them, and I'll show you some different things with them, okay? So we're going to get started on our 1 point today. It's important that we learn both aspects, but only one of them are you going to actually create for your final project, okay? So let me share my screen. Oh, sharing my screen is not what I want to do. I'm going to change my camera. Hopefully I don't get kicked off the meeting. Let's see if this works with my camera. I need to do this real quick. Hold on. Okay, and then I need to change my video to this. Oh, change my settings. That's not what I wanted it to do. Hold on 1 second, folks. All right, well, this will work. Let's go this way. That'll be fine. Okay, so everybody can see my clipboard, correct? Okay, so this is how we're going to work through this thing. With 1 point perspective, remember, we are always starting with our one singular point, okay? So you don't need to draw this right now. I am recording this for us. So you can go back and look at it later. I just want you to sit back, learn, and enjoy if you can do so. If you want to take some tips and some notes, that's totally fine too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my vanishing point. I'm going to put that right in the middle of my paper. Now, I also recommend that you do this on in pencil first. Okay, we're going to do it in pencil first because this one we're going to finalize. We're going to color. We're going to add lines. We're going to do all that stuff. So it's going to be a nice final piece. You're going to get graded on how nice and presentable it is. So I would recommend we start with pencil first, just so we can make sure that we can clean it all up at the end. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And I'll write up at the top of this for us what the project is going to be. It's going to be 1 point perspective. This will all be posted, by the way. 1 point perspective. Dream room. Okay. You are going to be designing your own bedroom in 1 point perspective. Some of you are looking at your bedrooms right now, trying to figure out how to work perspective into it. Okay, so how this will work, the first thing I need to do is set my vanishing point. And then I have a ruler here. Let's make sure we're using our rulers, our straight edges for our project. Because a lot of you have been doing your 1 point and your 2 point projects without using your ruler, and so your lines are really squiggly, and we want to make sure that we're making them nice for our final project, okay? The next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to lay this out with my pencil first just to make sure that it's nice and I don't make any huge mistakes. My children stole my pencil. Okay, I won't have a pencil then. I'm going to start by making a rectangle. And what the rectangle will be the back edge of the back wall of my room. So I'll go like this. Oops, I moved my ruler. That goes against my rules. I'll go like this. Then I'll make my sides of my walls. This is why you use pencil first, so you don't mess it all up like Mr. Reynoso was doing. Okay, so I have my rectangle first. Again, this is a little bit different in how we're drawing this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my point. Second thing I do is I'm going to draw my rectangle. That's going to be the wall of the back of my room. And then the next thing is I need to draw receding lines. But the receding lines are not going to go to the vanishing point. They're going to go away from the vanishing point. So it's a little bit different when we're talking about our 1 point perspective. So I'm going to put my pen in the middle of my vanishing point. I'm going to line up the corner of my shape, which is right here. And then I'm going to draw a line from here out. Like that. I'm going to do the same thing for each one of my sides. I'm going to go up here on the top left. Again, I'm going to line up. And then I'm going to do this side over here. Now, the biggest mistake that my students make when they're starting this project, you're going to use the whole piece of paper, but what they do is they draw this box and then they connect the point to the corner of my paper, or this point to the corner. We're not worried about your paper itself, so don't draw any lines to the corners of your papers up here. Okay, we're drawing them away from our center vanishing point. Okay. Now you can kind of see this looks like a room, right? Here's the back wall, here's the left wall, the right wall, here's my floor, and here's my ceiling. Another point, if you can look at how I made mine, I don't want to make this first rectangle too big. So if I make it too big, I'm not going to have any wall space. Okay, so I want to kind of go like this. Now I need to figure out what I have on the walls that are going away from me, that are going towards the back of the room, because everything that's going to be along these walls are going to point back to this vanishing point here. Okay, they're all going to go back. So first thing I'll make, it's pretty simple. It'll be one of your requirements, is I'm going to put a door. Okay, so if this is my ceiling, it's about 10 feet up there, then I'm going to put my door frame. I'm going to make it about that tall. So I'm going to use this as my parallel line. I'm going to slide my ruler over. And I'm going to make this first line right there. Now, because this is a door frame and the top of the door goes away from me, I'm not going to make this line straight. I'm not going to go straight like this because that won't be in perspective. I need to draw a line from here moving out. So watch what I do. I'm going to go to my vanishing point. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to line it at the top of this line. I'm going to go to about right here. And then I'm going to make the left side of my door. So let me take this ruler. I'll drag it to my left side. And now, because I'm using my ruler, I have a straight door. Let me go like this. I'll put my doorknob and right there. Okay. So see, we know that doors are normally rectangular, but because my door is on this wall, it's going to have an angled top and an angled bottom going back to my perspective. If I were going to do a window, say I want to put a window right next to this door frame, I can do it the same way. Say I'm going to make a small. Should I make a small window or a big window? Type which one you think I should do. Small window or big window? Big. Okay, big window. You all say big window. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to draw a big window. Okay, see that big line? And then from here, I'm going to draw the bottom of my window. Because the bottom of the window is going away from me along this wall, I need to use my receding lines. So I'm going to go to my vanishing point. I'm going to go to the bottom of the window. I'm going to go all the way off the paper. I'm going to do the same thing with my top. Go up here. Go all the way up to my words. That's a big window. Now I'm going to make, this is a little next level stuff. Watch this. I'm going to use my ruler. I'm actually going to measure. I'm going to make a little ledge right here, a flat ledge. And I'm going to make a little ledge right here. Have a little indentation. See that? I'll go like this. See how easy the rulers make everything seem and look? And then now from these little points, this is kind of like next level stuff. Sorry if I'm blowing your mind right now. I'll go here. And then I'll go up on top. There. See, now I have a little indentation. Okay. The window, you're jumping ahead of me, Molly. But the window will be a requirement and a door will be an requirement. But again, the size is really up to you. Okay. Madison, I'll cover yours in a second as well. Okay. So say, like, see, I have this, but say I want, like, you know, like windows have like little lines across them, like little window panes. So I'll go like this. Let's see, here's the middle one. I'll do another one here, 2, another one down here, 3. So I'll have like this. And because they're going away from me, watch, I'll go 1, 2, 3. That looks more like a garage door now. But I have that window, and I might do another vertical one right here. I'll color this in. Now I have bars on my windows. Bad planning by Mr. Reynoso. You want to have a house that has bars on the windows. But you kind of get the point of how I'm laying this out, okay? There'll be a nice little tree outside. Look at happy trees. Bob Ross and happy trees. And here's the sun. Yay. All right, so that's how my outside looks like. Now, furniture. You will have to have furniture in your room as well, okay? This is kind of like more like a living room than it is a front bedroom. But you have to kind of reverse engineer your furniture, okay? So I'll add a bed, okay? Oh, Lena, come on. I'll add a bed. So on this back wall, what I need to do is I need to draw the part that's up against the back wall first. So if my bed is pressed up against the back of my wall, I'll go like this, and I'll go up, and I kind of sketch out what my mattress will look like. Okay. So see, I kind of have a mattress listed, shown here now.
Mattress.
And then what I'm going to do with this mattress, hold on, is I'm going to come away from the center point, and I'm going to lightly draw where my mattress lines are going to go. So I'm going to come from this angle, from this corner, and these 4 over here. And I'm going to draw away from my line. Again, kind of like I did with my first spot with the edges of the walls. So now if you see, I have like these kind of lines coming out of the walls. And because of where my view is, I'm not going to be able to see a ton of this mattress. So I might cut it off like right here. So that means with my straight edge now, if I have a slight curve right there, then I'm going to put a slight curve right here. And this is going to shoot all the way across to here, which is like all the way across, maybe. And this is a gigantic bed. See that? So now I have it kind of laid out. So let me darken my lines so you can see them. I have this is one edge, and it goes all the way this way to the bottom of my bed, which is actually off of my screen. And this is going to go this way It goes along the wall off of my screen, and there's kind of like a little, this is where the mattress folds over. If I had like a foot of my chair, my bed right here, and this one would extend down like this. And now I have kind of the layout of my bed. I recommend you don't do a bed as large as mine because this bed is really, really, really big. Okay. So that's kind of how I will pull this out from here. And then I can take like a sheet and just wrap it over like that. And if I wanted to color this, I could do that. Okay. I'm going to go through a couple more things really fast. We had asked about a door on the far wall. Instead of a door, I'll do a poster. But it's basically the same thing. Okay. So I'll put a poster above the wall, above the bed. Sorry. I'll go like this. Now that poster, does that poster have to obey the rules of perspective? No. It doesn't have to because it's on a flat wall. Perfect, Pablo, exactly. It's on a flat wall, so it doesn't have to obey those rules at all. But if I were to put a poster on this wall, say I go like this. If I were to put a poster over here, then it would, because it's along this wall. So I'd have to make the top of my poster like this. That's too wide of a poster. And I'll make the bottom of my poster like this. And now I have it like this. So now it does follow those. Pablo, what's up? Oh, sorry. You pressed the raise my hand button thingy. So now I can have my poster up here. Okay, where this poster, my metal guy. Bah. Okay, so I have the poster on the back wall is going to be flat. Poster on the side wall is going to now be at an angle. Okay. Is there another piece of furniture that somebody could ask me to do to help them give an idea of how they want to do this?
What if you have nothing on your walls?
If you have nothing on your walls, then that's fine. Claudia, what did you have for a suggestion? Okay, a bed on another angle, or like a couch, like a futon, like Molly said, like a couch. So part of the problem that I have here is my bed is gigantic. Okay, so if you want to make sure you can put more stuff in your room, you might want to make your back wall a little bit shorter, because if you make it shorter, it'll make your room wider. And my problem is I made mine really tall, so everything's gigantic now. But say I wanted to make like a love seat, like a chair or something over here, okay? Like a couch. So what I would do first, like I said before, is I have to kind of draw out what I want the back of the couch to look like. So I'll go like this. So here's like the arms of my couch, left and right. And then here's like the top of my couch. And then from here, I got to figure out how deep I'm going to make it. So I'm not going to go very deep because I have a door over here and I can't go into the door. But see what I'm doing, kind of like with my curves and everything, is I want to figure out how much of it's going to stick out and how much of it's not. Now, the hard part is I'm not going to be able to see a lot right here because I'm right underneath this vanishing point. But I will be able to see on this side. So this curve that I have on the back is going to be replicated right here. This is my parallel edge now. So on the front of my couch, it will essentially look like this. Here's the back, and this will come here. I'm going to draw a little cushion out of the top of my couch. So this will come back like this. Let's see if the back of my couch is going to have a seat like that. This will go here. And then I'll have the other arm of my couch right here. This will come underneath. And then I have like the cushion of my couch. This is in the front now. And then here's kind of the back of my couch. I'll put a bottom on it as well. So you just kind of start with the back of it, and then you got to pull it forward. That's why we're going to do it in pencil first, though, because once you do it in pencil, you lay it all out. Then you got to trace over it in pen. You erase on your pencil, and you can add color and stuff like that later. Okay? So this is kind of how we're going through setting up. So if you wanted a TV on the back wall, it'd go right here, and it'd be flat. If you want a TV on this wall, you have to come through your lines, and it'd be at an angle. Okay? Now, a couple things. Number one, the first part of this project, if you choose to do this, the 1 Point Perspective project, it'll be due in pencil only, no pen, on Wednesday. And I'll review them on Wednesday to get us ready for to finalize it on Thursday. We're going to check in every day and be able to get some questions on them as you guys start to work on them, but only pencil first, light pencil, not hard pencil. Okay, really light pencil that we can come back and erase later. Now, the other thing that I want you to understand too is, remember what I said, our the center vanishing point, that's where our eye line is. So right now, if I'm talking very literally, if this is a 10-foot tall wall, that means this person's eyes are at 5 feet. Which means my bed's really tall, by the way. That means this person's eyes are at 5 feet. Look at how this changes, and I can play with this a little bit. Okay? Watch me do this. Okay, so this first one, if I take my vanishing point and I put my vanishing point down at the bottom, well, I'm going to take those same steps. So I'm going to take my line out from this corner, take my line out from this corner, and it really changes those lines. It's going to change my viewpoint. Now, like I did before, if I were to draw a bed on the back edge of this wall, and then I extend the lines out from the bed, if you look what happens, it changes the angle of my bed. Here's the foot of the bed. So here's the left side of the bed. Here's the foot of the bed, like the base of the bed. And it's just purely based off of my lines coming from my vanishing point, it's placed me underneath the bed now. So because I've put the viewpoint down here at the ground, it's like a mouse's eye view. You don't even need to try. It ends up looking like that. Okay? We've already seen what happens when I put it in the middle. It ends up kind of bouncing those out. It ends up looking kind of like this one does. But then if I take this finally and I take this viewpoint and I put it up at the very top of my room, now those lines change a ton. Like so. And now if I draw that same bed, that same shape, but my lines go like this now, you see what happens. Here's the leg. Here's the other leg of my bed. Now I'm looking at the bed. Oops, can't see it. From the top, like I'm up against the ceiling. So moving around that vanishing point is really important when you're setting up your room. What if I did this? I go, here's my wall, my back wall. Here's my vanishing point up here in the corner. This one's gonna go like this. Well, now I go like this is my bed. Because where this line is, to make it look like it's really far off to the side. So I'm still up on top of my bed. Oops, on top of my bed, but I'm also off to the side, way over here. So it really changes a lot of stuff. So keep that in mind for you advanced kids that feel pretty confident with this. If this is what you're going to want to do, you don't have to go right in the middle. Right in the middle is the easiest. So if you're struggling with this a little bit and you don't feel super confident, I would definitely recommend putting the dot right in the middle. And again, play with the size of your room first, lay it all out, and then you can start adding some stuff in it. So the requirements for this, my pen go right here. We need one door, one window, two pieces of furniture, and then it will need to be colored. One door, one window, two pieces of furniture. So you have like a bed and a desk, or a bed and a couch, or something like that. And then it has to be done in color. So you're going to color it when we're all said and done. Now, remember, like I said, though, this first assignment that's going to be due on Wednesday, the first step of this is going to be only in pencil. So we're not worried about color. We're not worried about pen. We're not worried about anything else. Only doing it in pencil first. We'll have that turned in by Wednesday. And then, at the end of the day on Wednesday, I'll go through and I'll check them. And then on Thursday, I'll talk about trying to add some color and start doing some of that stuff. Okay. Tomorrow, I will do a similar walkthrough, but it will be with 2-point perspective. And when we go through to the 2-point perspective project, and then at that point, you can choose if you want to do 1-point perspective or you want to do 2-point perspective, and then we'll start working on them from there. Any questions you guys have for me on this example that I have drawn for you?
Do we have to do it of our room?
No, not at all. It's basically like a dream room. So you can put your own stuff on the walls. You can put lights up there. You can put a plant in the corner. You can put a desk. You can put a futon or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Cool. Claudia, so on the bed again, just to kind of do a refresher again real fast. If I'm going to make this big bed, I don't want to start out here. I want to start on the farther against the wall. So I put a shape back here and I'm going to draw away from it. Kind of like if I were to draw like right here, if I'm going to draw a refrigerator, I'm going to draw the back of the refrigerator first. So like what it would look like pressed up against the wall. And then I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to draw a little bit of lines out to show how far it's going to extend from the wall. So this refrigerator, because it's pretty tall, will also extend this way a little bit. And then I will put my parallel lines. It's the same steps as 1 point perspective, we're just doing them backwards. So I did my parallel line first. I did my receding line second. Then I'll do my first lines. And it's hard to tell because I'm doing this in pen the whole time. And then I have the side of my refrigerator. You can't see it, it's too far away. I have the side of my refrigerator that extends out to the front of my refrigerator. Same thing with the bed. If I were to do a bed here, I want to do my bed, say it's on the ground. So this is the ground line. This is my bed. And so where it touches the ground, it's going to extend out, but I don't want it to go straight down. I don't want it to go over. So to come from this line out. And then the top edge will also follow on that same line. And then where it's over here against the wall, that's a far one. That will also go that way. And then I'll just have to add where the end of my bed is. So I want this straight up and down. The end of my bed will be right here, which means that this is going to curve this here. And this is like when we're working at 1 point perspective, it's like this is our first shape, but we're just working it backwards. So now I have the foot of my bed. I have the back of my bed against the wall. You're welcome. And I can like put my sheets are right here. And I have like some pillows up against the wall. For all you that want to get an interior design, this is good stuff. Any other questions? Okay, so what I would like you to do is play with this a little bit. Practice a couple times, okay? Take a piece of paper, draw a little fake room, play with some stuff. Don't go right into your final project. If you want to do this, go ahead and start messing with it a little bit. If you're going to do 2 point, I'd still probably play with this a little bit just to get a little understanding of it. And then from there, we can start working on everything else tomorrow, okay? Like I said before, tomorrow we will be – oh, my camera turned off. Hold on 1 second. Tomorrow we will be going through the 2 point perspective project. I actually really, really enjoy the 2 point perspective project. I think it's pretty fun and it's creative. So hopefully you will think the same thing. But we'll do that tomorrow and then we'll be ready to go. So if you guys don't have any questions, go ahead and hop off, start messing around with the 2 point perspective. And then Miss Debbie's kids can all go check in with her.